Hello everyone, this is Brad from Prodigal Overland. We've got some big changes happening right now. I am standing in front of a brand new toy hauler. That's a Keystone Fusion. We did a little upgrading over the holidays, so that's what today's going to be about. Why we went to a toy hauler instead of the Rockwood Roo travel trailer we had. So I hope you stick around for that. But before we get into the meat of it, I know some of you are very concerned, thinking, Brad, what about your Jeep? How is your Jeep gonna be able to tow that thing? Well, I'm about to show you. Okay, so without further ado, I am gonna back my Jeep up. I'm gonna raise up that part there, drop it right on the Jeep and on the roof rack. We'll plug her in and I'll pull off and I will show you the true pulling capacity of this vehicle.
Dad, stop! You're gonna break the back of the car. What?
I'm just
What on earth are you doing here?
I'm gonna put this on top of the roof rack. It's a strong rack.
And then he's gonna break the car.
And then I was gonna, have it hitched there, and then I was just gonna show everybody how it pulls.
You really are a genius. Professional. Carry it out there.
Sure, it's a Jeep. What, are you trying to say I need a bigger truck?
Just do it. Just do it.
I need a bigger truck.
No, just back this up into this.
I guess we need a bigger truck. All right, everybody. So obviously we upgraded to a new rig. Like I said, we went from a Rockwood Roo hybrid trailer to a Keystone Fusion toy hauler.
So 25 feet to 39 feet.
Yeah, 39 feet. So with that upgrade, the Jeep can't pull that, unfortunately. It's not set up for that, so obviously.
Despite what some people think.
So over so then we had to go get a new truck too, or a new truck to us. So we had a busy holiday season. We were back with family in Pennsylvania. And in the course of 6 weeks, we managed to...
Well, we bought the truck in Pennsylvania, the rig in Maryland, went back to Pennsylvania, and got it all set up.
Got it set up, and did a move. So anyway, in this video we wanted to kind of talk about why we switched over. We did a video series, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And while we were doing that, we kind of realized that as we were filming this, if we want to keep doing this, which we do, it just space-wise wasn't going to work in what we had. So that's what kind of pushed us to look into something different.
Yeah, when we were at the rally, we were at a full-time families rally and they had a parade of homes, which can be kind of dangerous, but basically there's open houses or open trailers and you can go around and you can see what everybody has done with their spaces, how they organized it, how many people they fit in it. And one of the things we came away from that was when we do get a new rig, we were wanting a toy hauler, because the toy hauler allows us kind of an empty space, a garage space that we can modify to meet our needs however we need it.
Yeah. Exactly right.
Okay, so there are a couple reasons why we went with a new rig. The first was space. Everything had to go in its exact spot all the time in order to feel like you could move around the rig. And so that was very frustrating, and we realized that it was kind of jeopardizing our experience of living on the road, because it would kind of heighten our agitation and frustrations at times. So with the Roo, we had the soft-sided tent ends, which were actually all of our beds. And that required a lot of setup and tear down. And when you're living full time on the road, it's very inconvenient and time consuming. We found that if we had to do an overnight stay kind of in between destinations, it was an all-day affair, even if you were only driving for a couple hours, because in order to get the rig ready to go, you had to take all the linens off the bed, the mattress covers, the extra foam pads, the pillows, everything had to be folded and put into the dinette, and then the tent had to go up. And we had to do that for all 3 of them. And then when we got back to camp, we would have to set it all back up again. And if anybody has ever tried to make an RV bed or a camper bed, it should be like an Olympic sport. It's you can definitely get a workout doing it. And so the other reason with that as well, convenience-wise, is we'd really like to do more boondocking. And given the soft-sided tent ends, that somewhat limits some of the places we can go because they don't allow that, particularly in areas where there's bears and such, as well as the sizes of the tanks and just our ability to go for a longer period of time kind of off-grid was limited. So when we talked about it, we started looking at the toy haulers, and we kind of made a list of everything that we needed and everything we wanted. And then we looked at our budget, because the other thing was we're not going to do this and put ourselves in this crazy amount of debt. So knowing we just bought the Roo, you know, the resale value is not fantastic on any RV. Pretty much the minute you go off the lot, you lose a good percentage. So one of our kind of boxes that needed to be checked was we needed to be able to find a good resale for the rig, or a really good price on the toy hauler. And we were actually able to do that sooner than we expected when we were visiting Brad's sister and brother-in-law in Maryland. We were fortunate enough to find kind of what we were looking for at the right price range and a good trade-in.
So once we got the rig and found the trailer we wanted, like I said, we were able to, or like Lauren said, we were able to work out a really good deal. But the other piece of this whole thing was we also needed to get a truck. And we're always kind of pushing the weight capacities on the Jeep, and we really didn't want to mess around with that with the new truck. So we decided we were going to go with a big diesel truck. We got a Chevy 3500, got it used, and so with some searching around, we were able to use some of the money that we got from the sale of our house and just kind of pay cash for that. And so far it's doing really well. So it's well within its tow capacities and its weight capacities. But it was a little bit of a juggling act trying to get the price on the toy hauler where we wanted, and then to find a truck, because I had no idea these big trucks cost. I mean, to get them new, I mean, you're talking 50,000 easy, which is just, I mean, was too much. So we were able to find one. This is a 2014, no, 2011, 2012. I'll put it in there. I forget what it was, but it was several years old. But we were able to get a pretty good deal on that, and like I said, so far so good, so fingers crossed.
Yeah. So as we mentioned, the toy hauler, big reason we wanted that was because of the garage space. Toy hauler is basically, if you're not familiar with it, is a type of rig that kind of has a back end that opens up and creates a ramp so that you can drive your toys in. Toys like a 4x4, motorcycle, things like that. Well, since we have 3 kids and 2 big dogs, our toys are them. And one of the things that we were doing in the Roo, where the kids were sharing, well, the boys were sharing a bed, and they really kind of needed a little bit more of their own space. And we also found that we were lacking space to do school comfortably. We were kind of all over each other, and if the weather was bad, you couldn't go outside and get it done. So with the toy hauler, it actually comes with Happy Jack beds, and they're kind of these two queen over queen size beds that are electric, and so they'll raise to the roof during the day and leave us with a nice open space to be able to use. So when we were back home with family, I spent a bunch of time kind of modifying that whole space to fit our needs. Built a single lofted bunk bed for Sammy to use, and then Nora and Caleb each have one of the other beds, and then created some storage for our school stuff, our games, our clothing, and an area where we can do school. So I think in the next video we're going to try to give you guys a good tour of the area, and then when I get my act together I will put something up on kind of what that renovation looked like throughout that process.
So like I said, we got the new rig.
Well, we got it in November, but we were with family until almost the new year, so the end of December.
We've been living in it since, I guess, just after
Christmas,
just
like
after
the 28th
Christmas
or something.
So far so good. We haven't had any complaints from the kids as far as their space, so that's been really nice. It had been a regular complaint fest about who's going to sleep where and all that and the other thing. So the kids are enjoying the space. This rig has 3 TVs, and we've never had 3 TVs in our life.
I don't know why they put 3 TVs in these things.
In any of the homes we've lived in, I have never had more than 1 TV.
No, that's not true. We had 2 for a little while at one point.
All right, but definitely not 3. And so the kids have a TV in their room, and they have discovered Me TV, which is just basically a TV station that shows like Andy Griffith,
Green Acres,
Hogan's Heroes, MASH. So they're watching all the classics and enjoying them. But it's been really nice because we can put them to bed, and there's actually doors. That's another big thing about this one, doors.
Yes, we forgot to mention.
We have a bedroom door now, and so we can shut that. And the kids have a sliding glass door, which I've run into before.
So it's both
dogs have taken a full steam leap through the doors. So it's got a curtain that we got to pull to just kind of a visual, like, hey, the glass door is shut.
Working on that a little bit.
But anyway, we can put the kids to bed. We shut that. They watch a show or so before bed, and then we have our own time. So that's been a huge plus. So we are really enjoying the extra space, extra privacy, and so that's been nice.
And then for school, there's been extra space where we can kind of spread out, and if somebody's doing something where they have to talk a bunch, the other person who's trying to concentrate, we can be in a different room, which is huge benefit.
Yeah. And I would say the other thing that's been a real positive for me when we're towing is the 5th wheel. So I'm much longer, so I've given up on trying to get into any kind of normal gas station. But on the highway, it is so much easier to tow and to pull. And there's where we had issues with sway before with the trailer. There's no sway with this thing, and we've even had some very windy days towing, and it's been so nice not to have to worry about flying all over the roads and all that. So I'm really, really enjoying that.
So right now we are back in Texas. We're in the northeast corner, and we're going to be hanging out in Texas for about the next 2 months. Kind of roaming around in a couple different places. We're going to wrap that time up in Texas out in Glen Rose with another hangout with the full-time families. The kids are really excited because it's actually right near Nora and Sam's birthday, and so they'll have some friends to celebrate with. And then after that, we are heading out to Arizona. Brad is going to do a trail run out there.
Trail half marathon in Antelope Canyon. And some extra Jeep expeditions out in Sedona and Flagstaff. So look for that. That'll be coming.
And then once we're done there, we're going to be working our way up north. So we'll keep you updated. Keep checking out our website and Instagram. And again, give us a thumbs up if you like what you see.
Yep. And hit that subscribe button if you want to stay connected and get notified. Hit that bell if you want to get notified when a new video comes out. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see it pop up on your feed. So thanks so much for watching. Lauren has a special song she wants to sing, so we're gonna let her do that.
Farewell,